Hello everyone, Brian Johnson with thestockminer.com, back with another video update. Alright, showing you what's going on. We had a drop in the markets, down as far as 500 points in the Dow at one point before it bounced at the end of the day and came back with a respectable 391 down. That's a great recovery there. So market's still kind of falling apart, especially over the last couple days. You can clearly see it here in the charts. We've been looking for it, we've been waiting for it, and it finally came. I do believe this has got to be all part of a wave 5 down right here. I'm just struggling to see it any other way. So I want to do a quick video for you guys, kind of show you exactly what we're looking at going forward and give you some idea of things to maybe watch, trades to take over the next couple days. As we enter the end of the week, one day left. You can see here where we had a coming back down into what was some previous support. Works really well with what's up here. So we got kind of a little channel going on here in the Dow. I should have put that line in. Sorry I didn't, but you can imagine it and put that line up here. A little bit of a channel working its way to the downside, looking for trades tomorrow in and around that 10,600. Below 10,600. It's going to make for a pretty good short, I think. I would take that again tomorrow. You can see what we did today. We tried to press. We started with the gap down, had that big run at the end of yesterday, and then that just continued today. Looking at the charts, or the way I guess it felt today as I was trading, it was hard to believe at one point, we were like down 300-400 points. I was like, what? When did that happen? It just was such a slow, gradual bleed to the downside. That is always an indication to me to look for a wave 3. Wave 3s just work that way. I don't care if they're wave 3s up or wave 3s down, but they just absolutely, in this case, wave 3s to the downside just bleed to death. They never give the bulls a chance to get out of any positions they might be in, and they never get the bears a chance to get into a bearish position because they don't really bounce much. They might bounce 2, 3, 5 points, and then they continue their trail to the downside. The trick is to kind of catch one of those bounces. Then you just got to take your short position at an overhead resistance level and move your way and just hope. Hope that it continues its move to the downside, and this isn't the time that it's going to finally bounce. Very, very tricky, very hard to trade that. But overall, that's what we've seen, so I'm looking for that here. I really think whatever, 1, 2, 3, and I don't care how you want to count the rest of this. So for me, it's 1, 2, 3, blah. Now we're working on this little 5-wave down. Point is, it's down. I really like what we saw today. Now we broke the 10.7, came into the 10.6, was not able to close below it. But there are other indices like the Russells that are already closing below their lower levels. It really kind of led the way. I'm going to show you that here in just a second. The Russell's doing what it did before. And that is kind of telling us, maybe giving us some sort of an indication of where we're going to go next. Here overall, holding this 10.7, breaks below 10.7 tomorrow. I would love to see a little bit of a bounce, to be quite honest. I'd love to see a little bit of a bounce tomorrow, maybe give us an opportunity to look for either A, a trade coming into next week to the short side, or B, sometime tomorrow morning. Fridays tend to start out pretty slow. I should say they start out with a little bit of trading, and then they really get slow right around that noon hour in the east, and then people just go home. They're ready for the weekend. So look for that tomorrow. A little bit of action in the morning, and then for kind of a slowdown in the afternoon. Maybe we get some action, last hour of trading, but overall I wouldn't expect a whole lot. So drops below 10.7, drops below 10.6, what we're watching for tomorrow. 10.6 being the more conservative entry to the short side, but I like what I'm seeing there. NASDAQ in kind of a little channel here. We broke it. We've come back to retest it. Getting and staying below the 200 period moving average, but overall the NDX looking still way well ahead of where the other indices were. Breaking the new highs, getting way up here into these upper areas. Now it's down. Not down a lot. Everything else seems to be revisiting these lower levels. Look how far the NDX is up from that. So a lot of the NDX stocks still holding strong, still doing well in here. That might continue. I'm not a big shorter of the NASDAQ anyway, so I would very much caution you against going short the NASDAQ. Russells, S&P, Dow, have at it. But as for the NASDAQ, I usually like to go long the NASDAQ rather than going short. There are some good opportunities that can arise from this, but I don't know. If you are a shorter of the NASDAQ, the 2150 would be my next opportunity to take you to the short side. Otherwise, I'd say trade something else short. NDX weekly, same thing here. We got back above moving averages last week and back below them this week. Whenever we break a major level like we did last week, I always give the bears one time period, whatever it is we're looking at. In this case, it's a weekly time period. I give the bears a week to see if they can get themselves back below that area and kind of hold on to it. It's very common to see that happen. You get a break up and above and everybody goes, oh, we're bullish, look at that, we broke these moving in. And then the next week they're like, oh, well, that didn't hold. So I always give the other side, whichever one it is, a chance to get back below it. In this case, we're looking to close, and it looks like we probably will without much problem, below this 2260th area, meaning that the bears are going to reclaim these moving averages here, showing weakness. Love the 2150 again, short. If you like to trade the Qs or you like to trade those types of things, futures, the 2150 is what you're watching into tomorrow, short. SPX breaking this lower line, coming back now to the 1120. I had shorts. I've been talking about shorts at 1160, 1140, 1120, 1100 is your next level. So back below 1120, love it to the short side. Back to the 1100 area, love it to the short side. Looking for both of those to be pretty staunch support. Today we saw it. We broke below it, got to about 1114, then bounced back up and got above it before the end of the day. On any kind of a major bounce tomorrow, guys, watch for a retest of this lower line. That's going to coincide with about this 1150 to 1160 range. So on any kind of a bounce, look for this as first major overhead resistance right back into this area. But overall, like what I'm seeing to the downside, you can see major support sitting down here at 1120. Up here, we held this overhead area. Overall, guys, we're still stuck in a huge consolidation. 1220, 1120. This has been the major range to watch. That's why I'm really liking this move below 1120 tomorrow. Any kind of further pressure down, the trend looks good, the strength looks good, the internals were definitely behind us today. So pushes below 1120 for your next short, then 1100 beyond that. Everybody's got their own targets, 1080, 1090, whatever. Mine still kind of coincide with about 1050. So I think that's where I'm at with my target for this. First and foremost, I'm looking for the 1050 mark, somewhere down in that area before it's all said and done. VIX also looking to push its way up. We've talked about this. 1, 2, 3. This looks like a big consolidation. 4 with a push to the upside. It just looks like it wants to move up. Whether you want to Elliott wave it or technical analysis, doesn't matter. It's a big bull flag. This thing's looking to break it. Once we get up and above 46, 47, 48 mark, game on. Things look good. Indicators look good. Looks like the VIX wants to push higher. Same thing on the weekly. Little 1, 2, 3 kind of a consolidation. 4 here looks like it wants to push up one more time. So for those of you that like to play the options, this would be a good opportunity for you. Once we start breaking those lower levels on the indices, if you like to play the SPY or you like to buy puts on the SPY or SSO or however you want to play it, good opportunity there. A lot of times you can make a little extra money off of the volatility as the VIX goes up when you play the options as the VIX goes up. Highly recommend that. FAS 60-minute, you can see us breaking below 1150. This was one of my areas to get short. However, we never really got it. We got down to it and then we gapped. So if you can't beat it, gap it. That's what we saw today, dropping down into these lower levels. Financials still obviously struggling, but not the worst of the day. There were some other things. Basic materials got its butt slapped hard today. Otherwise, financials, 3%. Just down a measly 3%. That really isn't all that bad in the grand scheme of things when you consider energy, capital goods, and basic materials really led the way today. So the financials still getting hit, still opportunities to trade. FAS on a daily, you can see the consolidation we were holding on to, looking for the break. The break came on a gap. Very difficult to trade this. I would say tomorrow, man, if we could get back below about 950. Maybe more opportunity to a short side. Otherwise, on any kind of a bounce, look for it to maybe come back and fill this gap. That's $1 higher, but I don't know if it'll do it all in one day. Right now, I don't really have a big recommendation on it. I do like FAZ up and above 73.50-ish, and then back below 70. This is in a very nice, tight consolidation right here. Had breaks above the 60 and 62, 64 level. The 66 was a really nice level. Once again, got the gap. So above 73.50 and below 70 on FAZ for those of you that like to play that particular indice. Okay, overall, guys, really struggling. Oh, here it is on a daily, but it looks the same. This looks like a big bull flag type thing with the breakout now happening. If you're in this thing to the long side, man, you're in the good for you. I would hold on to it. Some of these upper targets I have are 82 plus, 80, 82 plus. So if you're in back here at the 60, 62, manage it, but don't get scared. Don't be a chicken. Get into the trade, let it run. Give it time. Too many people are afraid to make money in the markets. I know it sounds silly, but it's true. They want to get in, they want to get scared, they want to get out as fast as they possibly can, and then they miss the move. They miss the actual move. Here you have an opportunity. If you by chance are in FAZ 60, 62, 64, 65, let it breathe. Give it some room. See if this thing will go. Sometimes you just got to take a chance. Sometimes you got to plop down a little larger bid on the table and let it ride. Same thing here. I like what I'm seeing. Good opportunity for some more upwards action. So we get that spike down, you'll get that push up. One last thing I want to touch on, and that is this. Looking at the SPX 60 minute, you can see we came up, we came down, we came up, and made another equal high, higher high type of a look on the Dow. We, on the 60 minute, we came up, we came down, we came up, made a higher high here, equal high, whatever you want to call it here on the Dow. NASDAQ, we came up, we came down, we came up, definitely a higher high, and there you go. Now we kind of spilled away. All right. On the Russells, we came up, we came down, we came, whoa. So, Russell's was already leading its way downwards before the rest of the indices came in. You can see lower high, was already making a lower low. Go back and take a look, and you can see while the rest of the markets appeared to be giving us the semblance of strength, of bullishness, the Russells was singing a completely different tune here. I want to bring to your attention this is exactly what happened before we had the major drop not too long ago. I won't drag you into this for too long, but I will show you this. If we go back to the SPX, I don't have enough time on here. Hold on, let me back this up a little bit. Alright, so here's the NDX. Backed it up a little bit on a daily. You can see we made a high back here in May, and then we made a little higher high over here in the middle of July. None of the other indices followed this. This was a big talk too around that time anyway. The fact that none of the other indices were confirming the move to the upside. Now in most cases, and I'll say this, in most cases they will confirm the move to the upside. However, this time we did not. Oops, that ain't going to find it, is it? Sorry. Same thing with the Russells here. So down, lower, then down again. Now look, we're starting to break these lower levels down here. Starting to get into some deeper areas. The Russells is already leading the way, just as it did on the 60 minute. So I just got to stick with what we've got in front of us. The chart just is what it is, and looks pretty bearish to me. That ought to make a lot of people happy, especially for those that like that short side. All right, so that'll wrap it up for today. I hope you guys. Sorry I haven't been doing more of these videos. Someone posted, yeah, more like weekly videos. I know. I'm sorry. I'd like to get 2 or 3 of these out a week. I have been so very busy. A lot of people that have been going through the mentoring course, if you haven't looked into that yet, write me about it. It's well worth your time. It'll help prepare you for the market moves. When we get big market moves up or down, if you know what you're doing, you won't be afraid to stay in. You won't be afraid to hold on to the trade and wait it out and see what happens. It gives you much more direction as to what to do with your trading. Highly recommend you try it. The trading room's been going very well since we've moved back to the movement we've seen the last few days, where things are moving a little bit more consistently up and down. End of day yesterday, we took a trade and we wrote it down. We didn't get scared out of it. We wrote it down, and by the end of the day, we'd made $1,800 on that one trade. This morning, we wrote it back up again for a quick bounce in the morning, and we made $1,100 on that trade. There's a lot of opportunity to make money in the futures, make money in the trading room. Some days are better than others. Some weeks are better than others. But when it moves consistently like this, like we saw the last couple days, like we saw during this time here to the downside, you can really do some damage. You can really help your portfolio out. So if you've got time, something you should definitely be looking into. I not only do futures, but I have stock trades. One of the stock trades we did earlier this week. And by the way, if you enjoy these videos, I do these every day. I just don't do them necessarily for just the I don't do the freebie videos every day, but I do videos every day for the video newsletter people. If you're a subscriber, it's $28 a month. It's like $1 a day, and you get a video every single day except Saturday, where I talk about the markets, we discuss all of the indices, we talk about gold, we talk about oil, and I put in stock picks during the course of the week to give you guys something to look at. Some weeks are better than others. This week's been fantastic. So the stocks I'm going to show you, just to give you an idea of how it works. Obviously, it looks like I'm cherry picking, but I'm not. I just want to illustrate for you because I've had questions about, well, what stocks, how many stock trades do you take a week, and what stocks are you looking at? I always look at Apple. If you guys like Apple, the newsletter always covers Apple. Every week we cover Apple. So that one's always on there. Then I change the other ones out as I see fit, just looking for good setups. In this case, this week in the newsletter and this week in the trading room as well, we traded a bunch of different things. IPGP was one of them. We went long early in the week, and we were in that one above $60. So we were in this one above $60 early in the week, and we all got out with whatever profits we got. Some people made more than others, just depending on what your risk tolerance is and where you put your stops. But we were in IPGP early in the week. We were in GFI early in the week, above 1725. Just got out of that. Apple, of course, we were watching Apple. 405 long was the call at the beginning of the week. That one turned out very, very nice. CMG above 220 long. We got out of that one. That one broke really nicely for us on Monday. So a lot of the longs played out beautifully early in the week. The short positions that we took, well, I should put this one on here too because it's a long. We took TZA yesterday as well, and we were in TZA above 46 or 47, depending on where you got in. I was in above 47, but anyway, we were in TZA from 47. Now for the shorts, I added some shorts. And I'm sorry, one more long. We went short oil via a long. This is a bear ETF. So when oil goes down, this goes up. And we were long SCO from 56 or 57. I was in at 57. I think I might have said that on TZA. I might have said that wrong. Sorry. 47.25 was our entry on TZA. Apologize for that. 47.25 was our entry on TZA. 56 or 57 was your entry on SCO. And as oil goes down, this goes up. So we're in this one to the long side. For the short side, I added a bunch, but I could only do it in the trading room. It's the quickest way to get information out to people, is if you're there and are watching. So the trading room, we were short ARE from 66.45. We were short Sohu from 68.40. I'm still in a little bit of those. Not much left on the table, but I got a little bit of those left. CLF 73.85. I was short that. CXO yesterday we got in short at 83.80. So these are the type of things we do during the course of a week. Whether you're part of the newsletter, or whether you're part of the trading room, there's opportunities here to make money. Then, of course, the mentoring I also offer as well. Like I said, the newsletter's done every day except Saturday, so if you enjoy these videos and want to hear more, please sign up. Give it a shot. I don't make you sign up for a 6-month period. You can get out and be done whenever you want to, so you can try it for a month, see what you think, and go from there. Okay, I think that about settles it. And I'll talk to you guys as soon as I can get another video done.